No, Jackson is not the one who receives the award. Jackson will do the laudation, which does not mean that he wouldn't be a candidate, but he's younger than he looks with his gray hair. So,
thank you,
Jackson.
You know, Martin and the team asked me to do this, and of course, at the time, Martin says you have 3 to 5 minutes to talk about someone's lifetime achievement, and I thought, wow, that's a challenge. And then he introduces other people and says you have 1 to 2 minutes to do this. So I'm going to take my time. I know that I'm between you know, dinner and you know, the festivities, but this deserves a couple of minutes. And this is very personal for me. In 1990, I got to work on a project that reduced cost in the company I worked for by 2 orders of magnitude. So $250,000 cost to $2,500. I saw some software that to me was amazing. I got on the phone and called my boss in Nairobi, Kenya. He was there at the time doing a deployment, and said, you know, you've got to see this. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen. And that started, you know, an amazing relationship. And a few years later, 1993, I joined the company of this gentleman, and you know, just for me to see the influences that have occurred with some of the people, you know, in the industry, that you may know some of these names, you may not know some of them, but leaders like Dean Polnareff from Banyan, Jim Alchin, who used to be a group vice president at Microsoft, but at the time was VP of engineering at Banyan, Tim Howes, the LDAP standard, the LDAP directory from University of Michigan, and the Netscape. Great involvement and sway and direction with the Network Applications Consortium, companies like Bechtel, I mean, even companies that today I still talk to and they still talk about those days. Nike, Sprint, Caterpillar, I'll never forget seeing my colleague getting an order from the U.S. Marine Corps and a discussion about his software, and them saying to him, don't forget, we're armed, you're not. So it was very clear that things had to work. You know, in 1996, something amazing happened. He presented the meta-directory concept and the directory join and the identity join at Burton Group, 96 in Colorado Springs. Craig was there, a number of us were there. To me, was the start of a whirlwind of amazing, you know, evolution of identity management before, you know, we even talked about what that word was, and meta-directory. And, you know, influenced with and by people like Craig and Judith and Jamie Lewis and Doc Searles. I was just remembering tonight that I recall having beers on a back porch someplace with, you know, having all kinds of crazy discussions. Jamie Lewis, of course, Phil Zimmerman, David Goodman. The people that he has influenced is endless. You know, in 1999, a company that I didn't even know where they were based showed up at his door and said, we'd like to acquire you. I had to look up where Microsoft was based. You know, the tornado started. I got to witness a gentleman who could sit there and have a discussion as a peer with someone like Bill Gates and do amazing things, you know, reach a distinguished engineer status, interact with the, you know, European Union, Robert Scoble, Andre Durand, all kinds of people, all kinds of luminaries. You know, I saw amazing things where a ship, the course of a ship was corrected multiple times. And Craig and I were talking about that earlier today. Things like adopting the SAML 2 protocol, you know, all of the things. I mean, I'll never forget a meeting I was in one time where some people were talking about how they were going to build an LDAP directory that had no security controls on it. And the discussion that followed that was amazing because, you know, our Lifetime Achievement awardee has such a way around him to teach people and enable them to understand the problems sometimes that it's truly amazing. And you know, I left Microsoft in 2005, and I've taken a lot of learnings, and I use them, you know, from our man quite a lot. And you don't need to look through a set of binoculars to see the influence he's had at Microsoft and the influence he's had in the world of identity and access management, of privacy and security. You know, he once said, and I truly believe in this, in heaven there will be no PKI. I hope that comes true. The opposite, of course, is that in hell, if you do go there, guess what you get to work on all day. So with that, just as a great personal, you know, opportunity for me, and also to, you know, from a professional perspective, to introduce the Lifetime Achievement Award. Envelope, please.
Yeah,
it should be hard to
we do like
yeah,
we had
yeah,
on.
it should be hard to add up who this would be.
Yeah, I think it's really very, very
Yes, so
hard.
where is he here?
Here you go.
Ah.
Here it comes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson, for this great ovation. Kim. The lady first. Thank you.
So a picture from
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you. You can go there and also say some words. Thank you, Jackson.
Well, I really don't know what to say. Thank you very much. Thanks to everybody in the room. So many friends here. I feel overwhelmed. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Thank you. We do not need to retire.